So everyone talks about that a data engineer will work on the data pipeline, building the data pipeline. So in this today's particular video, I'll be talking about how we can make or how to make our first data pipeline, and everything will be totally practical. I'll be taking a raw data set, I'll be working on that, I'll be cleaning that, making a data pipeline and loading to a warehouse basically. That is Databricks I'm going to use today, and this is a community edition that I'm going to use. So basically, if you are not aware how to use the community edition, already I have made a video. In the description I'll give the full playlist of the project, so in that only you will get the video. So basically वहाँ पे जाके तुम उठा के you can just make your account on the community edition and you can start with the things. So let's start with the video. Firstly, I'll be, as you can see on the screen here, so firstly what I'll be doing, I'll be creating my cluster here, and on the screen as you can see here that I'll be making one cluster. So from here only you can just start your cluster, or if you don't have a cluster you can just create your one. But whenever you are creating a cluster, give it a like what we say, the minimum requirements are, give the minimum requirements that you are getting. When you will tap on this, you will get the requirements here, that is runtime LTS, what it is. So basically this LTS 12.2 is the latest one that we will be using, that is a stable one basically right now that we are using. So you can use that. And if you are going for the ML one, so ML versions will be different. So on that basis, when you will be doing a ML project, we will be going through that. Okay, so first of all, we have created the cluster, we have created a notebook, that is the first data pipeline, and we have to see what is the basically the data set looks like. So where I have downloaded data set, firstly I'll tell you, I have gone to Kaggle, and from there only you can just go to Kaggle and you can download data sets from there. It is an open source basically, there are many data sets hosted there. You can just go here, log in there. Already have an account, so I'll go there and I have just downloaded Netflix data from here, and that is this one. This is a data set that I'll be using in this. As you can see here, that there are many things that we'll be seeing. The first thing, it is a Netflix data set, so basically all the data will be related to movies, related to what genre movie is there, what are the ratings of the movie, length of the movie, type of the movie, these kind of things will be there. So this is the data set of the movie, and if you want to see more details, here only they will be giving, like if you don't want to download and see, you can just see from here also, that is the details. From the details tab you can see which are columns are there, that is URL, title, type, genres, release year, IMDb rating, IMDb number of votes, these all things will be there. And in compact version also you can see the same thing. Okay, the data also you can see, and the columns are also, like, it is a kind of a data dictionary. They have not written it properly, but it is a kind of a data dictionary basically, where they have specified that these are the columns, these are the meaning of the columns, and like if this column represents this. So this is how we understand the basically the data dictionary. When we talk about the like data set, we talk about data dictionary basically, कि हाँ कौन सा column किस लिए use हो रहा है, these kind of things. Okay, and directly how to download it, just tap on this one. You create your account, I have already created it, and from here only you will download it. When you will download it, there is a zip file that will be downloaded, and when you will extract that zip file, you will be getting like this one, like this, like the data set like this. I'll just zoom it a bit and we'll see that what are the things are there. So basically this is my Mac, that's why I'm not able to open this on the, I have not downloaded basically the Excel or this one. So I am directly opening on the number. So this is how your data set looks like, and from here only you can see that there's a title, there are some amounts of data, how many rows are there. Basically we are taking an overview of the data. So firstly you have to spend some time on the overview. Whenever you want to work on the data set, you have a raw data set. Firstly try to analyze it, how the data set looks like, what are the columns, what are the changes you need to do. Say suppose here the ratings are null, like there are no ratings. So when we are making a data pipeline, we'll do some changes. Suppose there is a column that we are not like aware of what is the meaning of it, so we will give a meaningful what we say, meaningful column name also that we can do. Or somewhere you can find or see that maybe somewhere, suppose suppose there is a column called as release year, and there is a space between the column, so that is also not required in the SQL. We have to give into double inverted comma, then only we can use it. So better we'll change the column name when we are doing it basically, like on the transformation part, on the column renaming part. So these all things are required when we are working on a first data pipeline or any of the data pipeline. So this is how the data looks like. Now let's start with the things, and the next step is basically when we will go here. So first thing first, that is we have to load the data into the data set. So firstly what I'll do, I'll go to here, I will click on import. I'll firstly import it, like I need to upload it here, and I can import it in my data store also. I can create a table also. So I'll just like upload it into a shared location. I'll tap on this, and from here only I'll go to my data set. I will tap on the Netflix data and it will be uploaded here, or you can just import it. You can just import it also. You can just upload it also. You can directly import it also. So what I'll be doing, I'll just upload it. Basically, when you are uploading, you will getting one additional thing, that is you will be getting the full like how to import it, basically the code. So that is how it works. Okay, and then I'll click on done. Now suppose I want to read it firstly. So I will be getting this one, but when using pandas, there are some imports that are required, and like when you are using Spark on Databricks, already the PySpark sessions are available. So directly you can write spark.session or spark.something read.csv. So those all things will work. Suppose I want to read it directly, I will run it and it will work. Like the data pipeline, this compute is running, it is active, green means it is active, and directly I can run it. So it will wait for some time and it will run the job of the Spark and it will just read it out. So see here it is showing as interpreted. I am telling everything in so much of detail. That's why, because if you are seeing this particular video, maybe you have not worked so much on the data pipeline, or you are doing your first project. So I'm making the things very easy. So see, one more concept I will tell you here, that is I have read this file but I cannot see it here. So that is called as a lazy evaluation in Spark. So Spark will do whenever you will run some app, like if you will not display it, if you will not invoke a display command or collect command or to print anything, so it will not run that particular thing. So here one only Spark job was ran. Suppose I want to display it, I'll just say df1.display. I'll just say df1.display. So what it will do, now the Spark job will be running and the data will be printed. See here, now the Spark job has run. It will take some time, it will print your data. The same data has been printed here, and there are the columns like title, type, genre, release year. These all things were there in the CSV also. It has been read, like this is done. Now firstly I'll do some, there's a proper way of writing writing a code. So there are very simple things that are required. Firstly we'll be doing through pandas. We'll be doing some transformation through pandas. So we'll require the import of pandas. Okay, so import pandas at pd, like this is the thing, and these libraries are already available. If you want to install any library, like directly as we do in the Jupyter notebook, pip install, you can do it here also, not an issue. Okay, as pd, I'll say is pg. Then file path I have already read it. I already have a df1, and I can also see, suppose I want to only see the, if I like I have done in the Spark, if I want to do in the pandas, similarly I can do in the pandas, and I can just say here like this. And suppose I want to, I'll just show you how to read a data in pandas, and directly I'll give this particular path here, and we will read it from here like this, and I'll give it here and we'll just read it from here. So basically this is a way from where I have not ran it. I'll run this one first so that the import is there, and next I'll run this one so that df will contain the dbfs. Okay, maybe pandas is not having the access, that's why it is showing that like file not found error. So basically this is not an issue, it is not an issue. Basically we can also import it from here, like we can go on the top and we can import it from here. Like we can go here, workspace, and we can upload the data from here also. We can just import it from here. I'll just import the file once more so that the data is already there here. Only see the, now here we have done the display, all the rows are printed, or the maximum rows will print, right? But if you want to just see the 5 or 10 rows just to display how the data looks like, you can just say df.show, it will look like something like this. So display will give you a very tabular form, very good form. So that will be using basically, so that we have an idea what type of data is there and these all things. So next will be like exploring the data and cleaning the data. That is the very important thing. So firstly what we'll see, we'll want to see that the type of the data. So df1.c, I'll run this, I'll run this, I'll run this. So sometimes what happens, the data display, okay, display, the command spelling was correct, not correct. Okay, fine. So here we are having the data set. Now we want to explore it, like we want to see what are the things, or what are the schema it has read. So I'll just say df1.print schema, that will show me the schema type. So here I can just see the schema. That title is there of string type, all are of string type, because we have not done a infer schema here. We can also do infer schema, but like by default don't need to do that, or even do it also. Like if you want it, you can do it also. Like we can just say options, and what will happen, I'll just show you difference. Right now we have not done an infer. These are the kind of interview questions that will be asked. If we don't do an infer schema, what will happen? If we do an infer schema, what will happen? So here I have not done the infer schema. You can see here all the columns are string type. Now what I'll do one simple change, that is dot options, option here, not option, and I'll say that I want to infer this schema basically. So I'll say infer. There is a like command of infer schema. So basically what it will do, infer schema and comma true. I'll close this, I will open this, and I'll say true, and this. Okay, I'll run it again. Now what will happen, I have given the infer schema part. Now that change in the data will be not seen, like you cannot see that there is any change in the data, but there is a very big change that will come. Now I'll refresh it, just concentrate here and see what will happen. So here when I do a refresh, like I will run it again, the type of the columns are changed. Where it is changed, it firstly previously this column was string type, now it is of double type. So this is a change that has happened, that it has adapted the like data type from, like it is having number, like this one, this column is having number, where it is, okay, this one. So it has given the number type, like somewhere if it is decimal, it has given double type. This is how the infer schema works. Or you can also give a custom schema also, that depends. Okay, so that we are not going to into that much detail. So now we have to check that how many null columns are there. So for that we'll be requiring some function, that is columns is any and these all. So I'll do all the imports here only. I'll run this. In this there is a functions of call, is any, when, count. These all functions I'll be requiring. So I'll just imported that. Now what I will be doing here only, what I'll say that I need like this, I'll write some comments also so that you are aware of what I am doing basically. So I will check the null values in each column, like check the null values, and I'll also like host this on the GitHub, and it has a description, you'll be getting this full code, so no need to worry. If you are watching this particular video, write your notes, and parallelly you can get this particular like notebook if you want on the of Databricks and Python. I'll just host it on my like GitHub, so you can download it from there. In description I'll giving it. Okay, so check the null values and null values in each column. Like in each column I need to see, so that my data pipeline is running smoothly, there is no issues in the data pipeline. So I'll do that. Okay, so I will say that null counts, there I'll create one variable null counts, and I'll say that df dot select, and I need to select and count it. Basically what I'll doing, I will count it like this, and I'll be creating it like this, basically a list where I will be giving like when call of C. What is call of C? Here. Now here what I will be doing, I will be giving like is null, and like I want to check how many null columns are there. So this is the function basically that will be closing it out, and or is any, like if there is any n columns, not null column or not a number column, that also I want to see. So this is the column that I am giving, like all the C type, like C columns I will be getting from here, and column C I am naming it, and at the last I will be looping it on, like I will be looping on it. So basically that is a column. Each column I want to fetch it out, and I want to see which are the null columns, which are the type of columns, these all things. So at last I'll be showing you how it happens. So this is the thing, and I will be aliasing it like this, like column comma C, and I'll be aliasing it like this, and I'll be closing this like this, and dot alias and C. I want to alias it as C for C in df dot column, df1 dot columns. So how what happened here? So basically I have created a list, in that I am having all the columns, and all the columns is like getting iterated as C, and from there I am getting the data. So now what I'll be doing, I will be just doing null counts dot show, so that the data frame that I have created null counts, so there I'll be getting all the things, because it is following a when will not do the show, so tab tak wo print nahi hota basically. That is how it happens. So as we ran it, so basically it will run and it will show a title. These are the things that this is having this much count, not null columns, or null values are there, or not a number values are there, 12 of this one. So this is how this like this we got an idea. So what next step is, basically after printing this, now we need to drop the rows. Like if वो rows हम लोग drop कर देंगे अगर it is necessary, if the logic is there, so that we will drop those rows that are having nulls, so that we are, or we can fill any also, or we can drop it. So right now we are just dropping it out. That is because we are not requiring that particular columns. Drop the rows with null column in nulls in specific column. Okay, this is how I'll be giving it. I'll giving this one, so that columns, I'll writing here as optional. It is very optional, it depends on the business logic. So right now I'm not requiring those columns, I'll just drop it out. I'll say that df1 is equal to df1 dot, I am dropping it, like I'll say that drop any a function is there, so that you can drop the columns, and I will say that this subset is equal to there is a function called as subset where we can give like if you want to replace the column names if needed from this to that, suppose you want to replace the column names, so that also you can do. So this is how it works, and I'll give two of the columns, that is title and two columns we have a title and we have a rating, so that all two columns are there. That is not at all required. I think it is not required, so I'll just drop it out like this and I'll just run it. And when I will do df1.show again, I don't think so there will be any function like that. So here the function has been run and we have just dropped it. If you want to see, I have created one new df. We can just do df.display. Here only I will do it so that it is easier for you to understand. Df.display I will just do so that we see that which all type of columns are there and what is dropped. So in this, title should not be there. So here we have ran it and it will take some time. It is display. I don't know why I am writing the spelling again and again wrong. Okay, fine. So here we have printed it. So now we can see that it should not. So here we have just dropped it and these are the values, the title, genes, and these all columns are there and it is having NA and all. So basically next step will be like we want to standardize the column names. Basically what happens, sometimes the spaces are there between the columns. So we need to remove the spaces and just underscore or we'll give or any of the type of the values we'll give. So basically we will standardize the column names here. So column replacing the column names in convention. Convention means basically we are doing it like on purpose and like we are making the what we say, the data or the data frame column names very standardized. So this is the thing, like to df we'll create one more df and we'll say that the whatever the columns are there, like star of column col, and we'll say that dot lower. I'll create a function at all the columns will be in lower, and dot replace. This is also a function, so I'll just write like this. And what I want to replace, I want to replace the space comma with what I want to replace. I want to replace it with the underscore, so I have given like this. And what I need to do for all the, like after this, I just need to go here and say that for call in df.calls, like df1.column names columns. So in this particular table we don't have any this thing that is having under spaces, so this will not affect anything, but in the practical scenario we do this so that it will be easier for us in the SQL to run it. Next thing is the major part, that is the data transformation part. So we will be doing data transformation here. Now we transformation, and in this we will be just doing like what we will be doing. I'll be telling you, giving you an idea. Transformation. So in this basically what we'll be doing, we'll doing basic things, that is like we will apply some transformations such as filtering and all, so that you get an idea how much what are the types of filtrations and all we do in the function. So I'm explaining you so much, that's why it is taking a longer time, but in the practical scenario when you will work, you will be knowing what are the business requirements, what you need to do, and you will be having the assistant of different platforms. So from there also you can take some ideas and take some help of the code. So basically here we'll be writing one more library, that is this one. We'll just add it here, that is it is a functions library only, that is length and to date. So basically this is the thing, and what we'll be doing here. So here we are doing the data transformation part. Firstly we'll filter the df on based of the rating. So there is a rating, so on the df dot filter we'll be creating one filter df on column name. Suppose we have a rating column, so we'll just do here that pg this much rating if your height is having, so it will just like filter it out. So this is how it works. So here only we'll just see and run it. So this is how it works, and here I have given the filtered df. We can also display this, but we are not displaying it right away. We are doing some more functions, then only we will be displaying it. So now what I'll be doing here, I have just filtered it on the basis of the pg. If this much is the ratings, that means it is like filtered it out. We have filtered it out. Next thing, we will add the derivative columns. That means that what we will be doing, we are adding the derivative column to calculate the each title basically. That is, we are giving with column title length, and we are giving the length of the title. Basically, what is the length of title. So we are storing this also into the filtered df. This we have done. Next we have to convert the data, whatever the data is there, we need to convert it into proper date format. Suppose there is a format that is not correct, so we'll be just creating the release date into the mmddyy format. So this is how it works. We'll just run it, and now how to see it. Now you have to do filter df.display. That is it, how it works, display. Now you will be seeing everything in very like less data will be there, and you can right now we don't have a data, so we will be taking a very practical this one, so that it will be easier for us. There is no this column, so we'll say that which all movies which are having greater than 7, like so that will be taking. So we are greater than 7 rating, 7.0 will you just giving, or directly also we can just give it like this. I think it is number, it will work. So this is how it works, and we have just ran it. Now we are having some movies like 4,000 rows. Now it has been filtered, but previously it was having more than 10,000 rows. So this is how the filtered DF is working. We have created one DF, that is filtered DF, and we have stored some data that is filtered, like we are having the data transformation part here. Now we need to load it into delta table. So whatever the catalog we are having right now, so I'll be just showing you how the catalog looks like, so that you have an idea. This is how the catalog looks like. I think we can use it or not. I think okay, fine, we can go to, okay, so this is the catalog that we are having, that is default catalog. In this only we will be creating one table and loading this particular data, whatever data into this one, like so that we'll be having this one, that is the data permanently into the table. Okay, so this is how it works. And after this, what we'll doing, we'll be creating a delta table. So I'll just giving the comment, load the data to a delta table. So this is the delta table. Like in the Databricks we create delta tables. So in the delta table we will store the data. So how we'll store, we'll just write it, like you just write it like this, and this is a normal, right? We'll write it like this, and we'll say that filter df dot write delta into delta format. And how to save it, like into, we created this one catalog into default, create one database and create a content, Netflix content. Let's see how it looks like, and if it is done, like just print it, like write has been done success, something like this, just to print the message here. So it, I don't think so it will having the schema. So right now it don't have a schema of this one. So we'll create one schema like this of delta, so that we'll create a table. We are having the default, so I think I'll do in the default only, default here, and we'll just go here and just run it again, so that it is written into a default, so that we are having the data written into the default catalog. The catalog is not created here, but by default it is default, and the name of the database is also default, and the name of the table is the Netflix content. So this is how the data is written. And suppose now you want to see the data basically. So how to see a data into the Databricks? Directly what you can do, you say here all the commands here, by default you can see it is Python. So what I'll do, I'll just create a one magic command, that is SQL, like this, and SQL, and I'll say that select star from what is the table name? This is a table name, default dot Netflix content. So I'll run this, so that I will be having the data, and physically also we will go and see that how the Netflix data is stored. So here we can see that 4,717 records are already stored, same it is. Now we have to go to this one, and the same data pipeline code can be ran frequently. If you want to run it, we will just create a workflow and we'll run it, like we will automate it and we'll run it. So that is how the data pipelining is done. So we'll go to the catalog, we'll see that one data is loaded, and this is the data looks like. If you want to see the data, like what is the table content inside it, you go to the this one, and you can see that sample data here. It will just load it, it has been loaded. And you can also see the history, like column names and all, everything will be loaded. This is a sample data, these are the column types, and this is the table, how it looks like. And if you want to see the history, go to the history pipe, and here you can see who has written it, my username is there, and create or replace commands are done. This is this is one more different topic, how to detect it, how to run a workflow, how to automate it. So these all things are there. So this is how the video was there, and like summary was, we have done everything. How we have extracted, downloaded the raw data set, transformed it, cleaned it, loaded, filtered some of the data, then loaded into the table. This is how the first data pipeline looks like. If you do this data pipeline, I assure you that you are good enough to start with your data engineering journey, and till 2 years or 3 years you will be doing the same things, more or less the same things will be there. So no need to worry about the data engineering part of data pipelining part. If you are having any issue, just comment it down, I'll just try to clear it out. out. Thank you so much for watching this particular video, and if you are watching this particular video till here, just comment and let me know so that I'll be happy to make such more tutorials. And if you want such more videos, please comment it down and tell me. Like I already have many videos on this particular channel where I have created on SQL, PySpark, Spark, everything, like interview basis question also, experience basis question also, interview experiences also I have given. So definitely that will definitely help you. Apart from this, I have an Instagram account where about 100k we are closing, and like there are many people who have joined, and I post content related to data, because the name of the account is also Data with Anurag, so that will definitely help you. Apart from that, I also have a BTech wala channel, where that is a vlog channel. I post my personal life. I am a remote data engineer. I keep sharing my experiences and all. Definitely that will also help. So this was all about the video. Thank you so much for watching this particular video. कोई और डाउट, कुछ और चीज़ें होंगे तो कमेंट करके जरूर बताना. Bye.